Even with Nicholas Grigsby in an NFL camp out in Los Angeles, the Pitt Panthers pretty well fortified at linebacker heading into 2016. We bring in Jim Hammett from Cardiac Hill, sizing up the linebackers for us. Jim, we got three pretty prominent seniors here. So you got the talent, the depth, and the experience at linebacker, starting with Matt Galambos.
Yeah, Matt Galambos is going to man the middle. He's going to be a 3-year starter this year. Not the flashiest player in the world, but just a good, solid Pittsburgh-style middle linebacker. Probably one of the more exciting plays from last season was in the Pitt-Syracuse game. Narduzzi actually called for a fake, and punter Ryan Winslow actually ended up hitting Galambos on a pass to convert the 4th down and keep the drive alive, which eventually led to Pitt winning the game. So that's the kind of player I think Galambos is, just one of those do whatever it takes to win the game type of players. And he's a great leader for the defense.
88 tackles coming back, 10 for loss, 5 sacks, 2 picks. Filled up the box score, no question about that. On the outside, you got a couple of veterans, as we noted as well. Bam Bradley, also Mike Caprara.
Yeah, they shared duties last year. It seemed every week whenever Pitt would release the official depth chart, it'd either be Bam Bradley listed as starter or Mike Caprara. Both, as you mentioned, they're seniors. They've played a lot of games. Caprara is kind of more of a, just a firm tackler, where Bradley's an athlete. He kind of reminds me of a former Pitt Panther a few years ago, Todd Thomas, just a long, athletic outside linebacker. So they have the best of both worlds on one side.
Yeah, Bradley coming back with 5 tackles for loss. Caprara had 9.5 tackles for loss. He picked off a pass, 4 sacks, so he got into the backfield as well. I tell you, we talked about it at running back with a number of incoming freshmen who may not necessarily be a factor in a huge way in the starting lineup in 2016, but look down the road and you see at linebacker the same thing with Chase Pine, the 42nd ranked outside linebacker according to ESPN, and also Elias Reynolds at number 78 out of New York City. Kayson Pugh, we talked about him prior to recording the segment for running backs because he was highly regarded as a running back, Jim, but you flip him over to defense.
Yeah, Kayson Pugh is one of the more exciting prospects coming into the Pitt class. He comes from Aliquippa High School, one of the storied programs in Western Pennsylvania. His team was in the state football championship and undefeated in the state basketball championship this year. He's just that kind of player, just a great athlete. So I'm not sure if any of the true freshmen will play, but some of the redshirt freshmen definitely have caught the coach's eye. That'd be Anthony McKee. He was a former 3-star recruit. And Salim Brightwell out of Paramus Catholic in New Jersey, another 3-star. Both players have, had some good camps and some practices, so they're definitely on the radar.
Hey, Jim, I hate to jump the gun because we've got like 4 months to talk about previews, predictions, projections, that sort of thing, but we've made our way through more than half the team. And aside from having some question marks at wide receiver and needing Nate Peterman to possibly make some late game drives to turn some ball games in your favor, and considering the division is so balanced and wide open, you got to be pretty excited about this football team. It seems like you've got quite a bit of talent and depth.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of funny. I think the team is better than last year's 8-4 team that went to the Military Bowl, but I think the schedule's a little bit tougher. They have Penn State, they have to go to Oklahoma State, they're playing at Clemson. It just seems the schedule it got a little bit tougher this year. So while there might be a little more progress on the field, I'm not sure the record would indicate it right now.
Yeah, that's the rotational situation in the ACC, the Big Ten, and the SEC as well in regards to who you're going to draw. You're going to draw Clemson or Florida State, or is it going to be Wake or Boston College or somebody else? And that can really tie into it, especially based on what we talked about just a few minutes ago, the balance in the division. An 8-4 team is typically emerging out of that division, so it's going to be tight, and there's 5 or 6 contenders out of 7 teams most likely in the division. All right, Jim Hammett from Cardiac Hill breaking down the linebackers actually at Pitt. Thanks so much, Jim.
Thank you.